You know, we've talked so much about the president's embrace of the QAnon movement, that conservative fringe movement that is so powerful online. Well, Exhibit Z in that continuing saga is unfolding tonight, and that is just a few moments ago we learned that Mary Ann Mendoza, who Abby just mentioned there, has been pulled from the lineup here at this Republican convention. She was scheduled to speak about her experience as an angel mom. She's one of the angel moms who's grown close to President Trump in this administration. Well, in a tweet that she posted earlier today, we can put it up on screen, she says, do yourself a favor and read this tweet. The tweet goes on to read this thread. She said it goes on to lay out views expressed by the QAnon movement, and also included some anti-Semitic views. At one point, the thread talks about a Jewish plot to enslave people in the United States, as well as other views expressed by the QAnon movement. Just in the last hour or so, Mary Ann Mendoza posted a tweet apologizing for all of this, and we can put that up on screen. It says, I retweeted a very long thread earlier without reading every post within the thread. My apologies for not paying attention to the intent of the whole message. That does not reflect my feelings or personal thoughts whatsoever. That apology aside, she appears to have been booted from the lineup tonight, at least according to the latest lineup provided to the television pool covering.
The first thing I'd like to point out here is, once again, it is CNN, corporate media, that is bringing up Jews and the conspiracies that surround them, not me. It's not like I just simply wake up, roll out of bed, and decide to start riding the Jews' ass. It's not like that at all. Corporate media are the one to bring this up. Remember that, because most likely this video is going to be unjustifiably deleted. Let's keep listening.
Tonight's GOP convention. Now, in the meantime, we should point out, speaking of QAnon, a GOP congressional candidate who has embraced the QAnon movement tweeted earlier today that she's been invited to attend the last night of this Republican convention to watch the president's speech here at the White House. And obviously, it's just another example, Anderson, of how the president, his team, have embraced this QAnon movement, but sometimes with unintended consequences that often blow up in their faces, and this is one of those examples this evening. This activist who is supportive of the president, Mary Ann Mendoza, has been pulled from the lineup tonight because of her extreme views, Anderson.
I don't quite understand why she would be pulled from the lineup. The president has called the woman that you just talked about, that GOP candidate from Georgia, a future star of the Republican Party. She has backed QAnon and has been a 9/11 truther in the past. So interesting that she's a star, according to the president, a future star of the Republican Party, yet this person gets booted from a convention speaking. We'll see if there's any explanation of that double standard.
We're not getting one yet, Anderson.
Yeah, Jim Acosta, thanks. Going now to Gloria and David and Malika Henderson. Gloria, I mean, this whole QAnon thing is obviously, it's a anti-Semitic, anti-Catholic based conspiracy theory about deranged and just ludicrous on its face, about a cabal of Democratic leaders and Hollywood celebrities drinking the blood of children, worshiping Satan, and engaging in child sex trafficking from a pizza parlor.
Okay, I want to talk about how hyperbole, I guess that's what I'm talking about, hyperbole here. Both sides of the aisle do it, if I'm going to be honest. They will take a scrap or remnant of truth and blow it to maximum proportion to make salacious a comment. I do not know about QAnon. I am not aligned with them. This channel is not aligned with them. I haven't really researched into them too much at all. I have no idea who angel moms are. I am not advocating for this woman that got kicked off of the lineup. I know nothing at all about her whatsoever. I did not check out the link that she tweeted. For all I know, maybe it does have anti-Semitic views embedded within it. However, if you're just talking about how Jewish economics here in America are plunging people into poverty and enslaving them, then yes, that's not a conspiracy. That's just simply my real life actual experience. We're going to talk about that and investigate that a bit more down in the comment sections. But as far as hyperbole goes, there was, might still be for all I know, a rash of herpes going around Jewish community. Now, I don't know, there are different types of Jewish people who practice their faith in different ways, okay? I fully understand this, and I'm not making a blanket statement, but they're they're brisk. 8 days. It's 8 days, right? 8 days. They give the infant a sip of wine. Out comes the straight razor. Off goes the foreskin. And to stop the bleeding, the rabbi will use his mouth on the male child's genitals. Make of that what you will, okay? It is a tradition that has gone on for thousands of years. I'm not going to say that it's pedophilia. It's a tradition that's been thousands of years old, like I said. Nevertheless, when we look at that event broken down to its raw, unprocessed facts, is there an infant child? Yes, tick box. Is the infant child bleeding? Yes, tick box. Is that blood going into a adult Jewish person's mouth? Are they clinically, can it clinically be said that they are ingesting the blood of that child? Yes, you can tick box. But is that actual, the folklore, it's folklore that you hear about various folklores. Who remembers Bloody Mary? Say her name in the mirror with the lights off 15 times or whatever it is, and Bloody Mary comes to you, and all this folklore stuff, okay? Jews have horns and tails, and it is a little scary to think that there are adult people out there who actually believe that verbatim, that Jewish people have the ability to retract and deploy horns from their head. Now, perhaps like with our Jewish brisk, somebody made a comparison calling Jewish people devils or devil-like, and from that it snowballed into urban legend, folklore. Just like it could snowball, you could take a brisk and have it snowball into a nefarious, diabolical cabal of eating children's blood, etc., etc., things like that. If you're going to be using that kind of logic and critical thinking skills to correctly deduce bullshit propaganda that vilifies a group of people like Jews, well then tell me, where does all this critical thinking go when all the hyperbole was going around about Trump telling people to drink bleach or inject bleach into themselves? I watched the original comment, something that once again corporate media fails to show us. I mean, if you want us to believe that this woman is putting out anti-Semitic tropes, well then you could always prove it to us, because right now CNN is nothing more than trash rag tabloid. It's just another trash rag tabloid segment by CNN. You are not putting out the facts. You are not putting out you are not letting us see for ourselves so that we can think for ourselves. Oh, silly me. I keep forgetting. You don't want us thinking for ourselves. Derp. I forgot. You do the thinking for us, right, CNN? Well, good luck with your with your herd of sheep. However, I am not one of them, and I would want to see the actual tweet in its entirety. Like I said, maybe it contains it, maybe it doesn't. I really don't know. I have to see. Okay. Donald Trump, when he talked about the whole bleach thing, I'm not stupid, I'm not retarded, just like I don't believe Jews. Just the same mind that tells me that Jewish people don't actually have the ability to deploy and retract horns also tells me that Donald Trump wasn't actually telling people to inject bleach into their body. He probably meant that he most likely meant that the disinfectant properties of bleach should be taken back to formula, scientific lab, reformulated into a compound that could be either ingested or safely injected. But of course, leave it to corporate media to just simply take the scrap and run with it and snowball it. Okay, so today here, CNN is bitching about a snowballed urban legend about Jewish people, but we see that CNN, they do it themselves. They create urban legend themselves, all right? All right, let's get down in the comment section and do us some investigating. All right. All right, so here we see an hour ago, much to my shock and surprise, I was able to use the word Jew. Wow. However, what we see here is that it's completely outside of context. It just simply says, Jews pretend to be our friends. There's no context to it whatsoever. And this is pretty interesting. It gives you, what I'm about to show you, it gives you very poignant insight into the algorithm, into the Jewish-controlled YouTube algorithm. It's not just simply the words, but what the words mean, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit more about that too in a minute. So let's take a look at what, let's see if hopefully my selfie circle won't get in the way here. This is going to be tricky. Okay. All right, let's take a look at our forbidden comment. Forbidden comment. If I could do special effects. All right. If there is no plot for those people to enslave America, then why do all my comments that contain their name get deleted? Well, Total Control didn't that? But it's not without context. We're going to keep watching. If they can be criticized, then why can't we? Why is it all right to criticize every other race and religion for the wrongdoings that should be their wrongdoings? I'll change it. Well, this is going to get deleted anyway, so. For their wrongdoings, aka Mormon and their anti-LGBT or urban black gun violence that's run riot in Philly, Chicago. Oh my God, people. Black on black gun violence is crazy right now. Woo! I mean, literally. If my program had told me, Amir, we found you an entire 2-story home. It's 1,200 square feet. Not only can you live there for free, not only will we pay all your utilities, but on top of it, we'll give you $500 a month just to live there. Where's it at? Center City, Philly. It's in Strawberry Mansion. It's in the Kensington section. It's in Germantown. Oh, baby. I would have told them, no, thank you. I'll stay in my tent in the woods. Dude, I could also start. I want to do a video about what police have been doing lately. I do believe that there is some very deliberate, willful scaling back of police presence. I think that's also attributing to the spate of urban black-on-black gun violence. I think America's police force is taking action, or should I say inaction, to remind America just how much you need them. Remember, I have always said, it's not that I'm coming to some conclusion, some epiphany. I've always said that security is paramount. When I talked about it in my camps, when I go to scout out a new location for a stealth camp, security is number fucking one before anything else. Security. Anyway, getting back to my point here. Let's see, where did I... but heaven forbid you say one word that doesn't flatter the Star of David mob. Yes, that's what I've been reduced to. They don't care when I utilize their name, Jew or Jewish, in full context, because we saw down below, apparently they didn't have a problem with me saying that. But when you use it in a logical, because this comment has zero threats, zero slurs, because I would rather not say Star of David, and we're going to show you that in a minute too. I would rather not say that. It's a struggle for me to finding a way to talk about who I'm talking about. Meaning that the oligarch, because they don't like being called an oligarchy. They don't want to be seen as a cabal. Yet here is the proof in these comment sections where you can't even be spoken of. Okay? I know, I don't even think I know how to correctly spell the word kike because I don't use the word. Why do I want to use a slur? If I want to fuck you up with a logical, intelligent argument, I am not going to be using a slur. I'm going to use intelligence to fuck you up. I digress. But yes, Star of David seems to be, for the moment, a term that the algorithm tolerates. See how I have to spell their name? Yes. As for the claim of enslavement, well, when Americans write the rent or mortgage check each month to a financial group or entity that's 80% or higher, Star of David mob owned and controlled. I understand Jews don't own every last single piece of real estate out there. There are other people. However, the point that I'm making is that their oligarchy sets the tempo, okay? Because the persons who own the home that I'm in, they're not Jewish. But who sets the tempo? Just like we spoke about our very first taxi cab license medallion issued, what was it, 1930, 20, whatever it was. You know, a Jew bought it, and therefore when went to selling it, we saw how the Jewish oligarchy sets into motion the tempo of how things become oppressively expensive. Cost of living. I go on to talk about that here. Or higher, Star of David owned or controlled, when they are let me start the sentence again. I think I used the semicolon correct, I don't know. As for the claim of enslavement, well, when Americans write their rent or mortgage check each month to a financial group or entity that's 80% or higher, Star David mob owned or controlled, then are they or are they not left with chicken feed to feed themselves and the rest of their family. Why are so many forced onto food stamps? We're always focusing on getting higher wage, but never stop to consider who actually ends up with the better part of that higher wage. We're always talking about how we want to force the government, raise minimum, raise this, $20, $22 an hour. Elizabeth Warren, you go girl. But as I later on say, who gets the better part of the pay increase? Star of David mob. That's who. They pretend to be our friends. That's what I'm saying. Of course, they want to be right there to slap you on the shoulder, give you the old shoulder massage as you go to fight. You go a couple of rounds with the government to get a higher wage. They're there to back you up. Why? Because they're going to be right there to tell you when you get your higher wage, oh, guess what? The rent's going to be increased. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. It's everything's so expensive now. Yeah, it's just a coincidence that it coincide with the wages going up. That's just a coincidence. And if you say different, then you're an anti-Semite. Oh. Okay, you're an anti-Semite if you say different. So yeah, okay, let us take a look at what happens to our comment. Okay. Is this going to... Has my page frozen? I think it has. Let's see. I tell you, the oligarchy is watching, man. They freeze up the page. They freeze up the page. I think it's let's see. Is the comment still there? Let's find out. It may have gone by. Oh, okay, it's still there. Let us refresh. Alright. There we are. We're still at our RNC. Do. And there we go. Gone. Gone. No slurs. No threat of violence. Okay. There I am making my point. Using facts and logic. No fringe conspiracy, no diabolical cabals. Just logic. You see, they'll let things stand alone. Okay? Jews pretend to be our friends. It has zero supporting facts. But when I make a comment, okay, that supports my opinion, my supposition, okay? Now, let's show you something else. Okay. Oh boy, this is going to be difficult. I might have to disorientate the camera momentarily because this is going to be difficult to do. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. What the... Go. Okay. Let's take a look at what I removed. Everything is still the same. Take note of the fact that my, what do you want to call it, a nickname? Forced nickname? Star of David mob? That's still there. Okay. What did I take out? I took out the part where I spoke about how they pretend to be our friends, about how it is, how they hide themselves. Okay. I took out the part where I speak of how the Jewish oligarchy camouflages itself. Let's see what happens. Interesting. Hold on. Because I did add something. Let's see.
Yeah, Anderson, we've talked so much about the president's embrace of the QAnon movement that...
Shut up, Jim. Alright. I tell you, it's trippy. Let's see. The part that I added was about the this stuff. The urban black gun violence. Oh, for fuck's sake. I think this is their new thing, where they've added black to the no-no list as a way of attempting to look fair. Let's see what happens. I tell you, it's a mind scrambler. Well, apparently it's now no longer. Before, when I took out the one part, they were leaving it be. Let's see. But like I say, they do watch in real time as I'm making my videos. They do watch in real time. Because they had been tolerating the Star of David mob. Let's just take it out. And see if suddenly it's tolerated. It's sad. There's no violence, there's no slur. No violence, no slur. So, there you go, everybody. I wonder. I don't know, this might be a strange orientation, but there you go. Alright, so apparently they're not allowing any part of the comment, because before they were allowing certain parts of it, but now they're not. Like I say, I think they do watch in real time as I'm making my videos. what do you call it? What is our time index here? We're hitting 30 now, so I might get chopped off at any minute. So, I showed you how when you speak about them, as long as it's standalone and has no supporting facts, they'll tolerate it. Why? Because they want you to sound like a nut. They like slurs when slurs are used to refer to them. It helps them to maintain their victimhood status. But when you don't use slurs, when you use logical, methodical points of discussion, then they have a problem with that. When you don't look like the crazy bigot, okay, when you talk about their actual business practices and how it's directly affecting your life, keeping you in poverty, well, there you go. Videos like this get deleted, seen as anti-Semitic. How? What part have I said that's untrue? Where's the threat? I'll leave you with this thought, because I know there's a lot of what is a Jewish oligarch? Every last single Jewish person is not. You can't just see a Jewish person walking down the street. Oh my God, it's a Jewish oligarchy. No, it's not how it works. Put it like this: back in 2007, 8, something like that, there was a writer's strike out in Hollywood. The Jewish Hollywood moguls were paying. They were not paying their writers enough. I could go on to talk more about it. The writers went on strike. A lot of shows suffered horribly. It's why Smallville went downhill pretty quick after its 7th season. Not only did Smallville get hit with a writer's strike, but they would not pay Michael Rosenbaum, Lex Luthor, a wage that he felt he deserved. The show was fantastically popular, fantastically lucrative, and probably the Jews who owned it. Please, of course they own it. They own everything in Hollywood, okay? The Jews who owned it did not see Michael Rosenbaum as being important enough to keep him on par with maybe Tom Welling. Obviously, he could not just they couldn't allow him to walk away, so they paid him what he was asking. Michael Rosenbaum, they probably saw as interchangeable, Of course, we writers understand that it's always the villain of the piece who makes the story. Anyway, so we saw what happened. And yes, many of those writers who went on strike were Jewish themselves, okay? And they had to go on strike against their own Jewish masters, okay? Jews striking against Jews. But I'm talking about the oligarchy, the hegemonic shadow government force. Somebody said in the comment section to me about how it's always white men or something like that that's on Forbes, they're 500. Of course Jews don't flaunt their wealth. They don't want to be on Forbes, okay? They don't want anybody ever talking about how much money they have and how much power they have and can control. They don't want any of that shit. Jews always operate in the shadows. It's where they feel most comfortable. All right, guys, so hopefully I've educated you on the Jewish-controlled algorithm, censorship. There's no slur. If you're not in the echo chamber, if you're not saying things like I also, next video, we're going to be talking about the concept of controlled opposition. We saw here how The algorithm, it is calibrated to not just simply pick out words, but what the words mean. So we're going to be talking about controlled opposition as a way of getting around these these AI algorithms. Meaning, let me see. Let's see. Jews are wonderful people. It shouldn't matter if they charge us so much money that we end up in poverty. They should still be considered wonderful people! Exclamation point. This is a real-time experiment. We're experimenting with controlled opposition. I've said something that the algorithm might see as flattering the Jews. Let's see what happens. Now, the algorithm sweep takes 20 seconds. So let's look at our comment. Jews are wonderful people. It shouldn't matter if they charge us so much money that we end up in poverty. They should still be considered wonderful people. So you're packaging your criticism in a candy-coated shell. This is called controlled opposition. Let's see if it survived. Let's see if it survived our sweep. This is 20 seconds later. No, it didn't survive the sweep. All right, people, so we got to work on that. We got to work on our controlled opposition of circumventing the algorithm. It's a team effort. Keep working at it so that we can get our...
Yeah, Anderson, we've talked so much about the president's embrace of the QAnon movement.
You fucking masked freak, okay? So we got to get our controlled opposition together. It's probably going to have to be more subtle than that. Let me see. Look, I'm still looking to to tinker around. I think Jewish people are beautiful and special, and when I'm done paying my rent, I get the privilege of being on food stamps. I think Jewish people are beautiful and special, and when I'm done paying my rent. So we're gonna see. This is interesting. Toy around with it, toy around with it in your free time. Obviously, Google Alphabet, they're gonna be working on advancing their artificial intelligence to sate their Jewish master, and we're gonna see how this happens. This might not be a very accurate experiment, like I say. The camera, it's hacked into, and multiple law enforcement agencies are, let's see if we can just stop that for a second. Multiple law enforcement agencies tap into. There we go. There we go, people. It survived. I think Jewish people are beautiful and special, and when I'm done paying my rent, let's see. Now let's see. Let's play with it. When I'm done paying my rent, to them, I get the privilege of being on food stamps. Let's see if our tweaked comment survives. Let's see. Like I say, it takes 20 seconds to survive the sweep. We got, I think Jewish people are beautiful and special, and when I'm done paying my rent to them, I get the privilege of being on food stamps. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh man, this is kind of fun. This is so interesting. We're gonna see. Let's see if it survives. And pay attention, even if it didn't survive, you're learning. Just like the algorithm is learning, you're learning as well what you can say and what you can't say about Jewish people. It's my whole thing here. What you can say and what you can't. Here we go. It survived. Okay, I'm at over a half hour here. So do your own controlled opposition comment down in the section and just start pushing the envelope. Add little words here and there. So probably my next thing I would say, I get the privilege of being on food stamps. And it's all thanks to my wonderful Jewish friends. Huh? Let's see. Oh, it's all thanks to our Jewish friends. This is called controlled opposition, all right? This is going to be the last one. This one might not survive. So the algorithm is like, okay, so you're in line with the echo chamber, right? I'm reading what you're saying. Make the algorithm go like this. Put its finger to its chin. This is what we're making the algorithm do. So you're on our side? You're in the algorithm? You're in the deep state, right? You're a member of the deep state, right? Sure. I'm a member of the deep state. Let's take a look. Let's do the last one. It survived. Okay, guys, so there you go. That's your education on controlled opposition. Work with it. Keep pushing the envelope. Find out what you can say and what you can't say about Jewish people. Screenshot this video. Okay. Normally, I'm not a big proponent on click, subscribe, and share. Screenshot this video. Screenshot the portion of the video that you like, that you feel, makes the point here. We have to band together. Like I say, the Republican Party, there's a lot about you that I do not like, but we are in very dire times. Like Mati from the Planeteers would say, let our powers combine. We definitely have to come under one accord so that we can fight the deep state. That's it for now, everybody. Total Control 871. And why don't you tell your Jewish friends how wonderful you think they are? Wink.